Greetings, fiends. I know this show is all about the physical release, and I could talk about the first Big Bad album, but fuck, I have got so many damn copies of their second record that I just can't wait to talk about it. So stick with me, and I'll see you in the shadows, here on the Midnight Chamber. Alright, Charleston, West Virginia. Not too far from the birth of Blitzkid. Formed in, give or take, 03, 04. The Big Bad. Zacula. Slow starting band. First record came out a couple of years after they started. And it wasn't until 2013 that they finally put out this beast of a fucking album. 2013, the year... Honestly, 2012, 2013 is when the horror punk scene started nosediving, and I'm not talking creatively, because I was like, honestly, some of the forum talk that we've been having over one of my last videos about are the Misfits ruining horror punk. It got me thinking. Because of the lack of money, shady venue owners, and just a lot of factors coming in from a million different sides. It seems like 2013 was kind of the decline of touring bands, and it has made things, and I thought about this, and it reminds me of the old wrestling territories. So, like, you know, if you go to Chicago, I mean, that's Rosedale's turf. You go to, say, New Jersey, Devil in the Belfry, they're a chemical company. And keep in mind, I'm not going to list every freaking band off, but I mean, we all know the big bands in the certain areas, and the few bands that can travel, they hit those areas, they play with those bands. You know, Columbus, man, that's Mummula turf now. Cleveland was always American Werewolf turf, etc., etc. You know, I digress. So, not to get too far off the beaten path, Big Bad are still trying to, their region is spreading. And unfortunately, this album came out right at the decline of a lot of the big horror-influenced bands actually being able to tour. I hate to say it, but it's like everything kind of hinged. Like, Blitzkid retired from touring and really doing anything. That seemed to be the national acts slowing. Darrow was still doing their thing, and I think they did a few tours after that. I would have loved to have seen the Big Bad, which I know Zach's like me. He's got a full-time job, which is great. A lot of us have full-time jobs and can't make a living off of this. But sometimes that helps out, because when you've got like extra money, you can do sweet shit like this. So 2013, this comes out. The Big Bads, See You in the Shadows. Killer fucking record. You know, if the Misfits are the body, like just the bulk of horror punk, and the Rosedales are the soul, the Big Bad arguably is the heart. Seriously, like there are a lot of bands you can say that have the spirit, the heart of what horror influenced punk is, that the 50s and 60s rock and roll vibe mixed with a little bit of punk rock, mixed with a few other things, and just downright rock and roll slathered in all kinds of spooky sing-along horror. The Big Bad kind of embody that. I'm not saying they're the only ones. I'm just saying, like, from my views, I mean, that they exude out of the larger bands some of the most heart. And don't get all pissy and, my band is like that too. I'm not saying your band isn't like that. But right now the subject is the big bad, and they have heart. They are the Mati of fucking horror punk. If anyone even knows who the fuck that is and can get a Captain Planet reference. Anyway. So, I'm going to cut right here, and I'm going to show up closes of these 2015 releases, and then we'll get down with the probably a double explanation of all this.
Killer Wolves Under the Moon. See You in the Shadows. This artwork is pretty killer. Probably make a pretty bitchin' t-shirt or poster. A lot of these really iconic horror punk albums make really killer posters. This one, it looks even better large. There's a shot of the members of the band at the time. Come on, focus, sucker. Zacula Von Nasty. I do not know who all is still in the band from this, but that's a pretty good shot of the band. The CD is pretty basic. Standard black back. As far as I know, all of them have the barcode. But we get into it with the vinyl. I'm only going to show one of the record sleeves. Because they're pretty much all the same. But that cover looks so much cooler big. Now this is the super rare. See, it's got this slip sleeve that goes over the side. And I have got number 95 of 100. Makes me think that there weren't a lot left when I bought this. Classic monsters on it. And this was put out by No Slip Records. That's who. No Slip Records is who put this record out. And they've also got some Ghoultown records out. If you're into Ghoultown, like that cowpunk horror Billy thing. So now we'll get into the actual vinyl. This is the red and white splatter version. Got the No Slip logo there. Got the Big Bad See You in the Shadows logo there. It's a really, really cool looking record. And then this is the Fright Night edition. Now see, I really like this, but that orange does not look very orange. It came out looking more brown. And it's only on the one side. You kind of get some around the edges. Like, it's a weird splatter. You get it pretty heavy right there, though. I like it. It might be my favorite out of the three. Kind of reminds me of a root beer bottle, and I have no idea why. Now, as for the records matching, I think this probably is the most handsome. I think it fits the record the best. This nice, slightly, it's like almost opaque, but almost see-through. I mean, you can, if you look right down there, you can see my fingers. So it's opaque. It's translucent, but just slightly. course, the no slip logo there. I'll tell you, no slip, and this is 100. All three of them are 180 gram vinyl. So, no slip. Definitely, they have to be taking a loss on these because I got these dirt freaking cheap on a Christmas sale. But if you can get a hold of these, grab them. Big Bad. See you in the shadows.
All right, so now we're back. So the vinyl, I don't believe there's any extra tracks or anything crazy like that. Album artwork is pretty classic. I mean, it's young artwork, but it's good. Very good artwork. Not my favorite in the genre, but definitely by no means bad. I believe this was released in 2015. Oh, now I'm gonna check myself on exactly who released this. Horrorphonic Records. All I know is I hit the label on a sale over Christmas. And got all these records for under $10 a piece. I mean, all of them together was probably less than something you would get, like insert big band reissue vinyl that's like $35. I got them all for less than that, and the vinyl's crispy looking. The label put so much awesomeness into that. I mean, between the label and the band, they just picked great colors. The transparent red matches perfectly. The white-red splatter is amazing. The orange and black, I think it is, which is the Fright Night edition. The orange doesn't come through. It kind of washes out and just looks more like a mottled brown. Each one of these is 100 press. And why they say that maybe they're planning represses once the 300s sell out, I'm not sure. But the white and red splatter comes with like an extra little, like the Japanese style side card that's numbered, and it says it will never be repressed. So I'm assuming they have repressing ideas down the line. Guess we'll find out now, won't we? So what to say about the Big Bad, especially this record, because I think I saw them live prior. In fact, I know I saw them prior to this. First time I saw the Big Bad, I had heard rumor through all of the bands in Cincinnati that it was one of Goolsby's friends, and prior to this I had no knowledge of the band, especially since they started in 03, 04, somewhere in there. You'd think that they, like, rumblings of the band would have come up to Cincinnati at some point, especially with how close all the bands are, but that never happened. So it was probably 2010. I'll post one of the flyers from which the show that I think I first saw them at here. I believe it was with the Reanimated and Pumpkin Slut, which, well, that's an interesting band name, to put it lightly. And I don't remember if it was the first time Calabrese played Ohio, or it may not have been that show. It might have just been the Reanimated, and there was a rockabilly band from Kentucky that was at one point pretty big, and then they were, older guys and kind of on their lesser years of that band. Name of the band is slipping my mind. But anyway, it was at the Mad Hatter. I know that for a fact. I saw them at the Mad Hatter for the first time. And and it was really cool. And I know I saw them at several shows after that, and then it wasn't until See You in the Shadows came out where I finally had. I'm one of those guys who I never carry cash on me. I'm like card based perpetually, but I made sure I brought like cash with me to the show so I could buy See You in the Shadows and the first record. So I finally got that, and I think I got a sticker and a pen, something like that. One of these days I'm going to have to make a video of all of the stickers and patches I have. It's getting ridiculous. I need to actually put more on my jacket, or make 2 jackets or something like that. So, it was kindred spirits from the get-go, you know. Zach is seriously one of the coolest guys on the planet. Really down to earth. Excellent singer. That should be without even saying it. But this record in particular is the standout of their discography. I do not have the new record that came out at this point 3 years ago. The guy's got bills to pay. What can I say? But some of the most iconic Big Bad songs come off of this record, and soundtrack to the recently deceased, See You in the Shadows, Prom Night 1957. Cabal. It's kick-ass record from head to toe. Just, I don't know. Big Bad are really cool. Definitely not a day one band. You got to dig a little deeper to find them. Pretty sure the label still has copies of the LP, and I know you can get all the music digitally, probably on their Bandcamp page. I'll find links to that and put it in the description if it actually exists. I'm 90% sure it exists. They'll definitely have a link to their Facebook page. So, it's the Big Bad. The record's really cool. Not a high pressing volume. I'm sure the CD at this point's probably had some extra pressing. No one ever talks about CD pressings unless it's super, super limited edition. Because at this point in time, when this video is being made, CDs are not overly collectible at the moment, which is, I like physical music, and CDs I love. Everybody loves vinyl, but vinyl's cool. I have a lot of vinyl, not gonna lie, but I also like CDs quite a lot, and there's still a shitload of music that's never been pressed on anything but CD. So, what are you gonna do? Anyway, See You in the Shadows. Dig it. Catch the Big Bad are always playing out. If you can catch them, catch them. It's regionally, you just got to draw a circle around Charleston, West Virginia. And actually, if I can do this little promo here, Zombie Stomp down in Johnson, Tennessee is coming up August 11th, 2018. Grab a ticket. Probably tickets are at the door too, but I think they have an Indiegogo up that you can buy tickets prematurely. 10 bands: Big Bad, Dara Chemical Company, Mumula, Devil in the Belfry. Just a slew of kick-ass bands. I don't remember who all is on the bill, but Harley Poe is headlining. But it's a chance to see the Big Bad. They've been on tour like every weekend for the last 2 months. So check them out. Pretty badass. And in the end, I'm Gabriel. This is the Midnight Chamber. I'll see you guys in the shadows.